Hi, this is Gabe Ets-Hokin with Motorcycle USA and City Bike Magazine, and I ride motorcycles so you don't have to. And I am here with a 2011 Vectrix VX-2 electric scooter. Now, electric scooters, electric motorcycles, electric vehicles in general are very interesting to me because I think that they are going to revolutionize transportation for Americans all over the world, and there are still a lot of questions, very good questions, about the practicality and maybe the inevitability of these vehicles, and how practical and useful they are in daily driving or riding. Now, of course, electric vehicles are not suitable for every kind of transportation scenario. They have limited range, they have limited performance. The batteries are expensive, but they do offer other benefits. For instance, if you have a big pickup truck that gets 15 miles per gallon, and you have that truck for 10 years and put 15,000 miles a year on it, you are going to spend $50,000 at $4 a gallon on gasoline in 10 years. And do you really think gas is still going to be $4 in 5 years? I don't. So, in any case, let's focus on this vehicle right here. So Vectrix is practically the Oldsmobile of electric scooter manufacturers. They've been on the market for a long time, and they make a larger, faster vehicle called the VX-1. This is the VX-2, and this is seen as more of a budget vehicle. This has an MSRP of about $4,500, and that's before federal and state tax credits that make it even cheaper. I imagine that if you're in some states, it could be as cheap as $2,500 or $3,000 with all the credits. So that makes it very competitive in price with a 50cc scooter. Now, is it competitive in performance with a 50cc scooter? I've been riding this around for about 15 miles, drained about half the battery so far, and I can tell you, yes, absolutely, it's actually a little better performance than a 50cc scooter, a 50cc four-stroke scooter. Let's make that clear. So a 50cc four-stroke might have a little better top speed on flat ground, but this scooter goes up hills very, very nicely. It'll go up the steep, it went up Portola in San Francisco, which is a steep and high-speed street, and I didn't feel like I was the slowest thing on the road. It was going about 25 to 28 miles an hour. Top speed on flat ground seems to be governed to about 35 miles an hour. It was actually 38 or 40 indicated, but I don't think it. I think the speedometer is about 10% optimistic. So what else? So let me tell you about this battery that's on this vehicle. So here you see the battery box under the seat. I think the motor is actually built into the drive wheel, which makes sense. So there's no drivetrain to add weight and complexity to the vehicle. It's very simple. You have a big box under there, and what Abby at Scuderia told me, where I picked this bike up, what Abby told me is that this is a marine battery. It's lead acid. It's very low tech. It's the same as what maybe Thomas Edison would have put in an electric vehicle if he had designed one, and it wears out. But you can buy a new one at Walmart for about $300, and it does give you a range of anywhere from, I'm going to say 25 to 40 miles, depending on how you ride this vehicle, just based on what I've experienced today. Let's talk about suspension and handling. For a 50cc scooter built in China, mainland China like this one, the build quality and the feel and fit and finish is really, really very good. This is the Mercedes of Chinese scooters. It's nicely built. You can see the paint is nice. The fit and finish of the panels is pretty good for mainland China. The controls feel okay, maybe a little cheesy, but about the same as what you'd expect. Now this bike has a fault that presumably is going to be fixed under warranty, where the horn goes on randomly. I think maybe there's a pinched wire in one of those control pods, but I usually just flip it on and off. when you turn the ignition on, or the key on, you get a little message, tells you to drive carefully, wear your helmet. I think maybe they have a Jewish mother inside there. And then when you squeeze both brakes, then you can take off. There's a little bit of storage under the seat, but not a lot. It's not enough to hold a full face helmet. Half helmet will go in there, but why would you wear a half helmet, really? Even if it's just a scooter, doesn't matter if you're going 30 miles an hour, what you're riding when you crash. 30 miles an hour can kill you, so wear a full face helmet. Okay, also it's got a nice big grab bar for your passenger foot pegs. I didn't carry a passenger, although I imagine it wouldn't affect it that much. I think this probably would be okay with a passenger. So one thing about that lead acid battery, this is a very heavy scooter, especially compared to a 50cc two-stroke. It weighs, get this, well over 400 pounds. But you don't feel that weight, and it still feels like a cute little scooter when you're riding it around. It's not unmanageable. The center of gravity, as you might be able to guess, is very, very low, and the weight of the motor in the back wheel didn't seem to affect handling very much. It really, really functions very nicely. And I've had a good time with this. The brakes are great. Oh, I should add, so this scooter, if you can see, the throttle works both directions, right? So you roll it on, of course, to accelerate, roll it forward, and you get regenerative braking. Or if you need to back into a parking spot uphill, I don't know why you would do that, it's also a reverse. So you can back the scooter up under power. So a pretty nice design feature, and the regenerative braking does seem to extend your range a little bit. It's fun to go downhill and roll on the regenerative braking to come to a stop and watch the power meter climb up. So you can see I've been riding this. I started with 16.8 miles, and now I'm at 32.6, and it's showing a full charge, but as soon as I put a load on it, it's going to the bars will drop. It'll probably drop down to about a third to 3 or 4 of those bars, and then the bars increase as you roll on the regenerative braking, and I guess the scooter's computer figures out how much range you have remaining. So I'm expecting to bring this back to Scuderia with about, after riding it maybe 35 miles, and that should take me another hour. And then you can read my full write-up at motorcycleusa.com. So thanks a lot for watching this. I'm sorry if you didn't understand my joke at the beginning, and have a great day.